The pen is mightier than the sword. It's a phrase created by British writer Edward Leighton nearly 2 centuries ago that still rings true today. Here in Mecklenburg County, celebrating more than a decade of the mighty pen, is the Do the Right Thing Essay Challenge.
The program is designed to encourage middle school students to write about youth violence and drug abuse in their communities and suggest ways to solve those problems.
The Do the Right Thing Essay Challenge program began in 1994 as a local program in Washington, D.C., and expanded in 1996 to other cities across the U.S. Today, the program includes 18 cities and 20 National Guard sites.
As a 17-year teacher and coach in Charlotte, and then 6 years as a high school principal at 2 different high schools, I personally know the impact that violence and drug abuse can have not only on our students individually, but on our community and on our schools. So you need to understand, you are our ambassadors. You are not our future leaders, you are our current leaders.
34 middle school students were recognized for their essays submitted for the 2012 Do the Right Thing Essay Challenge. Participating principals and teachers from 18 schools were in attendance at the annual reception to congratulate the winners and their families.
It's everybody's responsibility to their community to make certain they protect it. Law enforcement cannot do it alone. They do an awesome job, but they can't do it alone. Prosecutors, U.S. Attorney's Office cannot do it alone. Judges cannot do it alone. It takes a team. All of us are on that team. All of us includes you.
The challenge gives middle school students an opportunity to examine the impact of youth violence in their lives. Through classroom discussions and writings, students communicate what they think should be done to reduce youth violence. In addition, they make personal commitments to do something about the problem.
Youth violence can happen in many ways. I think bullying is the biggest problem in youth violence. It can lead to fighting and death. Some people can't take the bullying anymore and they decide to end their life. I remember last year when I was in 7th grade, and there was a kid that hanged himself because he was being bullied. He went to Sedgefield Middle School. It was really sad. Youth violence happens everywhere. Drug abuse can lead to fighting, bullying, and death. Drugs are a way to get over stress for some people. I get over stress by writing my problems in a diary or journal. There are so many ways to get over stress, but youth violence and drug abuse aren't the answers.
What I could do to maybe solve this problem is to stay away from drugs myself, to set an example to stay away from drugs for other people. I could also tell people the damage drugs could do to your brain when you are in use of it. I could start a group to not do drugs and put posters up around the neighborhood. I could tell people that you might lose your loved ones over drugs. I could show people pictures of drunken people and videos of what they do when they're drunk. I could also have people who were on drugs and lived the life write a story how it was like.
The winners are invited by the National Campaign to Stop Violence to go to Washington, D.C. for a recognition week. The students have an opportunity to meet various students from across the country. They get to have their essays submitted to the Library of Congress, and they get to visit their U.S. Senators and House of Representatives offices while they are there. Also, they get to go to the Department of Justice as well as to the Supreme Court.
The local effort is spearheaded by Mecklenburg County Community Support Services Project Safe Neighborhoods, a federally funded program working to keep our communities safe by eliminating gun violence. Administered by the U.S. Attorney's Office, Project Safe Neighborhoods Task Force is made up of members of state and local law enforcement, community groups, educational institutions, and Mecklenburg County government.
We are privy to hear what the students are saying, and to me, to watch the students get up there and sometimes they're a little nervous or afraid, but just to see them push through it, it brings happiness and joy to me.
Participation in the essay challenge is up over 200%. That in itself shows the need to increase our efforts as a community, to be proactive in our efforts to work with students and their concerns about violence, no matter where it exists.